Greetings, everyone. This is the Gardening Snail of Livingston, California, just trying to keep the community informed and local government as honest as possible. Any editorial content is my own as a resident of Livingston and does not represent the views and opinions of the City Council or the City of Livingston itself. It also does not represent or hold itself out in any way to be considered legal advice. After about 30 minutes or so of discussion during the July 5th, 2020 City Council meeting, the City Council decided to not decide on what to do until the next City Council meeting. Once again, I'm invoking the storyteller's license to try to condense what happened over a longer period of time into something shorter that won't bore you all to tears. If you've been following along, you remember how the council, at the last minute, approved up to $20,000 for a fireworks show to take place on July 3rd, which turned into a fireworks show to take place on July 9th, which turned into we can't get anybody to do a fireworks show. A suggestion was made on Facebook that the money should be put towards a fireworks show during the city's centennial celebration. This suggestion ended up as a discussion and potential action item on the July 5th City Council meeting agenda. The TLDR of what happened at that meeting goes something like this. Recreation noted there was already $10,000 budgeted for a fireworks show, and plans were already in place for a fireworks show on Centennial Celebration Sunday. Councilmember Moran suggested having a $10,000 show on Saturday and rolling the other $10,000 forward for the next 4th of July fireworks show. Councilmember Soto mentioned that $10,000 could be used to fund the deposit needed for next year's 4th of July fireworks show. Mayor Aguilar and Pro Tem Garcia wanted the other $10,000 to go to law enforcement and security at the Centennial. Recreation suggested waiting 2 weeks to give them the time to get accurate cost figures for a Saturday show. During public comments, a resident encouraged the council to split the money between $10,000 for a Saturday show at the Centennial and $10,000 for the next year's July 4th fireworks. Mayor Aguilar and Pro Tem Garcia then made a motion second to put the entire $20,000 towards the Centennial. Councilmember Soto voted no. Councilmember Moran asked if the mayor would be more specific and change the motion to $10,000 for fireworks and the balance for specific costs associated with a fireworks show. Recreation then reminded the council they would know more in 2 weeks about costs and even if they would be able to get the pyrotechnic company for that Saturday. Which led to a few minutes of, okay, now what, and checking with the city attorney and rescinding the original motion in order to give Recreation the time they needed to find out if the city could even schedule a Saturday show, and if so, how much all the costs would be. So that's where it stands right now. If you'd like to stick around, up next is an excerpt from the City Council meeting discussion itself that you can consider.
So it sounds like I don't know. I'm still for $20,000 towards Centennial, so I'll make the motion. And oh, go ahead. Sorry.
So obviously both are really great ideas, but I kind of do lean on the side that it would be great to know that we are working towards getting a second night of fireworks and also committing $10,000 down the road to a 4th of July celebration. The consensus among the community is that they do want to have something brought back here. And it is really unfortunate that we haven't had anything in the last few years. But I'm just hoping that maybe perhaps you guys would consider allocating perhaps the full $20,000, and if we're not able to secure that date, to be able to roll over at least $10,000, if not the full amount, towards the 4th of July committee, so that we're working towards making a second night of fireworks happen, but also partially committing to have a 4th of July for next year for our citizens. It'd be great for them to already be able to look forward to that for next year, and a huge help to the committee knowing that they are not starting at zero and they have the commitment of the city council as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments? Okay, nobody else? Absolutely. I think the key for a successful 4th of July is just help, like organizing the event. Fundraising, obviously you need a lot of bodies to make a successful event. Yeah, I see both sides definitely. But at the same time, I feel strongly about this festival, and it's like once in a lifetime kind of thing. And like I said, a lot of people approach me wanting this, so I believe, like I said, like maybe a $10,000 show and then $10,000 towards other costs, or if it's not gonna only be the $10,000. Like you said, it's probably gonna have to reach out to other agencies, security, all that stuff. So we need to calculate all those costs besides the $10,000, which will end up being, I don't know, 15, 20 maybe. So that's why I'm coming from. Like it's gonna be $10,000 show, but then there's all these other associated costs. That's probably gonna take the full amount of $20,000. So that's why I'm advocating to approve the full $20,000 instead of approving $10,000 where we only have a $5,000 show and the rest are for associated costs. So I'm going to make the motion to approve the $20,000 towards the Centennial. Do we have any second?
I'll second.
We have a second by Council or Mayor Pro Tem Garcia.
Roll call. Councilmember Soto?
Once we hear from the rec commission or the rec department, I mean, if a $10,000 show, great, other expenses added to it, the rest would be rolled over. That's what I would say. So no to your full 20,000. I will wait to see what Jackie comes back with.
Councilmember Moran?
Before I vote, can I ask you a question
Yes.
for you to consider? So if you're okay with considering and being more specific, because right now you're saying 20,000 to the Centennial celebration, and then hopefully 10,000. But I would feel more comfortable if you were able to change your motion to 10,000 for fireworks, and 10,000 set aside if they were to need extra funds. Because I would like to also have those extra 10,000 be more specific to something more specific. And then they can come back to us and say, you know what, this is what we're planning, and it looks like we might need some help. But being specific with 10,000 for fireworks, so that we know that we at least have a fireworks show on Saturday worth $10,000, similar to the Sunday one. I would feel more comfortable that way.
The only thing is that we would probably not know exactly what are those specific costs would probably be at this exact moment.
Not at this exact moment, but we could do fireworks for 10,000, or we could buy $8,000 worth of fireworks, 2,000 be allocated to any fees and whatnot. That's just the scenario. That's not actual cost.
Yeah.
But if you would allocate us the 10,000 for that particular Saturday night, then of course we will make that work. And then you guys can of course keep the 10,000 on reserve, either to roll over to 4th of July or allocate it as needed. But we would know more in 2 weeks once we contact the pyrotechnic company to make sure we can even get that date. because we need to make sure that we have a technician and that they have supplies in order to make that happen. So, because there was a shortage on fireworks, I don't know if you guys knew that, there was some shortages this year. So, not on the illegals apparently, but on all the safe and sane ones. But of course, if we can secure the date, we will, and then we can come back with better pricing for you and any additional fees. Or if it's going to cost more for Public Works or our police department. We do have those figures. We're just going to have to see what the pyrotechnic company, if we can even secure them for Saturday. Because I hate to say, yeah, let's do it, or you guys direct me to do it, and I'm not able to.
Okay. Thank you.
Don't want to give you false expectations.
So it sounds like we need more information, and that's fair. I know that all council members are wanting more information. We do have a motion on the table. Mr. Attorney, do we? So, okay. Well, no, there was a second.
You still have to act on the motion, though. So our motion has to die.
So we have to go through the motion. What's that?
Yes.
I withdraw my first. Garcia? Withdraw your motion?
Yeah, I'll second it.
No, withdraw
Yeah.
your motion. Are you withdrawing your second?
You were drawing your first?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, so we withdrawn the motion and second. So it sounds like, just in general, we need. Council's asking for more information, which is fair. It's just fair. Like I said, I think we're all in agreement that we should find out if we could do a second night of fireworks and how much a $10,000 show plus cost would, how much it would altogether would approximately be, and then go from there. Is that good enough direction, staff?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes, we can come back in 2 weeks.
Okay,
and
perfect.
Get
Thank
you
you.
guys more information.
Thank you, Tony. Thanks for your time and insight. Appreciate it.